Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to Freya's Forge. On today's video, we're going to talk about what happens when a longtime practitioner of the craft goes through a crisis of faith. We'll also talk about a little bit where I've been for the last hot minute and kind of what I'm going to be doing going forward. If you're interested in any or all of that, stick around. Hi, welcome back. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Kelshay. I'm an initiated Wiccan High Priestess and Reiki Master. And on this channel, we go into the witchy things, the witchy goodness that I wish that I had known as a beginner in the craft. If that's something that you're interested in, I welcome you to subscribe, stick around, kind of become part of the fam. But today's video, I wanted to talk to you all about crisis of faith. I did some math. Seraphel, my spouse, helped me math because it's sometimes something I'm challenged by, and discovered that I had been practicing off and on 3/4 of my life. You know, I've taken some breaks, questioned whether or not the pagan path was still what I wanted to be walking, and wandered away, went to various different denominations of Christianity, finally made my way back to the craft, and I've been practicing it either as a solitary practitioner or as a member of the group since 1996, maybe 95. I would have to think back, but a while. And one thing that I have discovered over the last couple of years, and we'll go into a little bit more of where I've been for those last couple of years, that my faith isn't as strong as I would like it to be. So if you've seen any of the other videos on the channel prior to this one, you'll know that back in 2021, I participated in the Great Resignation of 2021. I was in a job that I was not happy with, and decided that I needed to make a change. I spent a lot of time after that looking into my art and trying to decide what my next step was. Thankfully, I have a very understanding spouse who stuck with me through that, kind of let me find my way, as it were. But I finally did go back to work in February of 2022, and I'm in a job that I absolutely love. So being in a stable place with my employment, I decided that it was time for me to really dig deeply into what was going on with my faith. And by crisis of faith, let me give you a little bit of an explanation what I'm talking about there. It's where I have prayed to my gods, listened out for the messages that they send me, because up until, a few years ago, I almost had a constant barrage of messages coming into my mind from various members of my spiritual team, not just my gods, my spirit guides, power animals, all of that good stuff. And about a year ago, they pretty much quieted down. So I have been trying to fake it till I make it. I've been trying to pray on the regular, meditate, all of that good stuff, and there's still a lot of silence. So I decided that I needed to really dig into what was causing that silence. Was it just the white noise in my head from all the stress that I'm under? Because when I left the previous job and came to the new job, I took a pretty significant pay cut. So that has left our household a little bit strapped with regards to financial decisions that we made, with the previous income having to kind of squeeze and tighten up the belt to make everything fit within the current income. So things are starting to ease off a little bit with that in that respect, but it has still left me with a need for some guidance from my spiritual team. And it's been very frustrating because I have never believed that my gods are like Amazon, where I can just sit down and order up what I want from them and they send it. Very often with my gods, and I work with the Norse pantheon, very often they will be like, yeah, well, I'm going to give you what you want. Let's see if you're going to want what you're going to get, kind of thing. So I've never really believed that they're going to just solve my problems for me. However, I've been left with pretty much no action plan for how I should proceed with my life, how to make things happen the way that I would like them to be manifest. We have talked a little bit on the channel about law of attraction and things like that. So my faith has been struggling because I'm not getting any kind of input from any of them right now. So I have been meditating regularly. I have the app Balance, which I highly recommend if you have those finances available. They'll usually run a free special for a year, and you can try it out, and then you have to pay for it after that. And if you have somebody that you know that uses Balance, they can send you a code as well. Anyway, but it's a great app. It lets you do different guided meditations and different plans where you can like learn foundational things with meditation if you're not familiar with it. But anyway, I've been meditating with Balance for over 100 days in a row. So a third of a year, roughly. And a lot of the ones that I've been doing have been the unguided meditations where the coach gets you settled, lets you do, and then at the end of the time you set, you get some chimes to let you know it's time to come back up out of it. Still, nothing. When I would sit down with the guided meditation, I would set the intention that I was keeping silence for any messages that needed to come through. So a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, I would have to see exactly when I sat down and did a meditation. I decided I was going to do a version of the mental temple. And if you're not familiar with that, I will leave a link up here somewhere and down in the description of a video that I did that will lead you through a mental temple meditation. But basically what it does is it allows you to sink into meditative space. You go into a safe space in your mind that you have created with your spiritual team that is for you and only who you invite in entry to this sacred space and this safe space. So you know that it's someone who has your highest good in mind. So I decided I was going to do a shortened version. I didn't do the whole in-depth way of getting down to the temple and all of that. But when I entered the temple, it looked very different than it had in previous times that I have done that meditation. The space seemed very sterile and not lived in, as it were. So I was very sad about that. The visualizations that I had for each of my elements had drastically changed. So I knew that there were things in my own mind that had changed as well, because your mental temple will reflect your state of mind. So I went in and I sat down in the center of the temple, and I said, I've been holding space, I've been holding silence. I welcome any messages, anyone who of my spiritual team who wants to come and visit with me and kind of tell me what the hell. I would really appreciate it. So in this meditation, the one member of my spiritual team that came forth for me was my main animal spirit guide, Wolf. She's not only my main animal spirit guide, she's also my Freya or my fetch. If you're not familiar with that, maybe I'll do a video at some point about Freya and the rune that it is associated with. If you're interested in that, drop me a comment and I will definitely look into that as we go forward. But she came and she sat and we acknowledged each other. You know, it's been a minute. You know, you run into a friend on the street you haven't seen in years. Oh yeah, let's catch up, that kind of thing. Anyway, she sat down next to me, ended up laying down next to me and putting her chin on my knee and let me stroke her fur, which was very comforting and very lovely. And we just started talking. And she finally told me that part of the reason that my spiritual team has been so silent is because I needed to find my own voice again. That I wasn't listening to my own voice and therefore I couldn't hear anyone else's. And that was definitely a wake-up call for sure. So we talked a little bit more about some things, what I can do about it, that sort of thing. And I thanked her. I came up out of the meditation, basically, oh crap, did a journal entry, let my bestie know what had happened, let my spouse know what had happened, and decided that one of the ways that I was going to find my voice was right here on YouTube with you all. So videos going forward are going to, for the most part, be basically me talking to me. I do hope that some of you get something out of it as well. And if you do, I really encourage you to hit the like button, and comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. Because that way I'll know that what I'm saying is resonating with somebody else. I know as of right now, there are not a whole lot of people subscribed or following the channel. I hope that changes, but right now, that is the least of my concerns. This is going to be, for the next little while at least, going to be very much a video diary of sorts. I may have different backgrounds. I may do some PowerPoints, things like that, for my own personal reference of what the hell I'm doing these days. So these are going to be things like me really digging into my beliefs. Do I still believe the things that I've been taught as a traditionally trained Wiccan? Am I still, in fact, Wiccan? What is Wicca? How does that differ from paganism in general? How does it differ from heathenry? That sort of thing. Where am I in the pagan realm? What do I believe? What resonates with me personally? So a lot of the videos are just going to be me getting back to basics. I'm going to be reading some books that I haven't read since I was a solitary back in the 90s. They're going to be me meditating and writing and really digging into where I stand on some issues, where I fit as far as the principles of Wiccan belief. Again, I will put a link somewhere or in the description for a video that Sarah Phil and I sat down and we talked about the principles of Wiccan belief and what those are. And I welcome you to check that out when you're done with this video, if you want to see what the heck I'm talking about, if you have no idea. So I'm hoping that as I find my way back to the path, that I can help other people who might be in a similar situation find their way back. The videos are going to be made for longtime practitioners of the craft who have wandered away from their faith and maybe want to find a way back. I've seen a lot of my friends who are longtime practitioners no longer practicing paganism at all. They've gone back to Christianity for whatever reason. And that's a completely their choice, and I support it 100%, because everyone's spiritual path needs to be personal. Yes, as pagans, as Wiccans, as heathens, however you define your religion, we have things in common. That's what makes it a specific denomination of paganism. But your path to your gods needs to be personal. You need to have that personal connection and that personal communication with your own spiritual team. One of the videos that I'm working on that will be upcoming is another meditation. I've had really good responses to my meditation videos, so I hope this one will be as well received. But it's basically on what is a matron or patron deity, a matron goddess or a patron god, the main deity form that you walk with on your path. So we're going to talk about what they are and do a meditation on introducing yourself to your matron or patron. So I hope you all will check that one out. Be sure to subscribe and click the little bell so you get notified when it actually drops. I'm going to try to be dropping videos every Friday. That's Freya's day, so I thought that was appropriate. So I do hope that you will come back and check those out. Again, if you get anything out of the videos, please do like them. If you know somebody who might get something out of them, share the videos. I do welcome that. But again, this is mostly going to be me talking to myself because I really need to find my voice and learn where I fall on different topics, different beliefs. Where do I fall on magic? Where do I fall on reincarnation? Where do I fall on conservation? That sort of thing. So stick around and come back and see what trouble we get ourselves into going forward. In any case, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. I look forward to seeing you again. Won't really be seeing you because it's, the internet, and I don't see who is all watching it when they watch it. But I do hope that you come back and check it out. Until next time, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again, my friends.